Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am the Twisted Jedi, and today we're going to be doing another hero concept. Now, for those of you that haven't seen these videos before, I have already done one for Cad Bane and also Captain Rex. So if you haven't checked those out, there will be links in the description for you guys to check them out after this video. But today is a highly requested hero concept that I will be doing, and it will be for Ahsoka Tano. Now, Ahsoka is a really popular character, and a lot of people would love to see her added into Battlefront 2 with a counterpart of Asajj Ventress. So that will probably be the next hero concept video I do, but if you do want to see someone besides Asajj Ventress, then definitely drop that in the comment section below. So we're going to get into all the details for Ahsoka that I have come up with. Also, all the concept artwork has been provided by a friend of mine, by Jake Henney. I will leave links to his stuff down in the description below so you guys can check it out. Anyways, lastly, before I get started, I just want to say none of this is official. It's all speculation and just something that I am doing for fun on the channel, and it seems to be something you guys are enjoying it, so I really appreciate the support. Anyways, getting into Ahsoka, I think we're going to give her 700 base health. I think this is a good point. It puts her on the lower end of saber users because she is quite quick and agile, and I'll describe some of that stuff as to why we give her a bit lower health in a minute. But I think 700 is a good point. You don't want to go underneath that because it gets a little bit too low, and if you go too much higher, then with her speed and abilities, she's probably going to be a little bit too powerful. So I think with the speed, she's going to have the same run speed as Luke Skywalker and the same jump height as well. I think that's a really good spot to put her because she is quite acrobatic. I was thinking about giving her more than Luke, but then again, it's already annoying enough to deal with Luke jumping to points that people can't get on the map. So I think if you made Ahsoka's higher than that, it would just be a big pain in the butt. Anyways, she's going to have two lightsabers. You guys know how she rolls, like the Clone Wars, one green and one slightly yellowish green as well, with her base appearance, which I will get into some skins in a second. And then of course, if she is in her Rebels appearance, she will have the white lightsabers. As a character, she's going to be fast, agile, and energetic. I think she should definitely have 3 dashes, quite similar to Count Dooku. You guys see her, she is an agile character. In the Clone Wars show, she's always running around, she's super quick, she's super agile, so we're going to give her 3 dashes similar to Count Dooku. I think for her base attack, she should do 120 from the front and 140 from the back. However, the fact she isn't a one-hit kill from behind, we're going to increase her swing speed on the lightsaber to be quite quick because she does have 2 sabers. Think of General Grievous and the way that he plays, but speed it up a lot faster so that Ahsoka can attack quicker, but give her a damage reduction instead so she's not as powerful as Grievous. I think this is a good way to balance it out and definitely very suited for her character style. Anyways, getting into some skin ideas, the base appearance I would have is the early Clone Wars Ahsoka, which is her in the crop top. That appearance is going to be standard. Then I think we should give her the later Clone Wars appearance, which is obviously her in a bit more covered outfit. That would be at the rare level at 20,000 credits. I don't think it's quite worth epic, so we're going to leave it there. The third skin option is going to be the Fulcrum Ahsoka, or obviously, as you guys probably refer to her, is the Rebels Ahsoka appearance. Now, I would put this at legendary appearance. Not only do you get white lightsabers and a different outfit, you also get new voice lines to go along with it. I think they should record extra voice lines for the Ahsoka Rebels appearance, just because that is a different time in her life. She's much older. She's going to sound at least a little bit different. And the final skin is another legendary appearance, which I am referring to as Ahsoka the White, or some of you guys have referred to it as Gandalf Ahsoka. Now, if you've watched the Rebels TV series, you will know right at the end of it, in the end of season 4, Ahsoka comes back wearing a white robe. She has some kind of staff with her as well, and I would definitely give that appearance a legendary level. I think it's really cool. I don't think I would have her with the staff. Obviously, you still want her with white lightsabers, even though we haven't seen that on screen. I think it would be a really cool skin to do. If you guys have any other ideas for skins as well, definitely drop them in the comments below. Getting into her abilities now, this is where Jake and I disagreed. Jake had some really interesting ideas, but I think to mix it up and make her a little bit different, I've come up with a couple of ideas for abilities myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through the ones Jake proposed and then the ones that I think should replace them. So the first thing Jake had was a force push. Now, I just think there's too many force pushes in the game already, specifically for the light side as well with Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Luke. That is going to get a little bit frustrating if Ahsoka is given a force push as well. So what I have elected to do is replace it with a defensive throw ability. Now, how defensive throw would work is one lightsaber remains blocking as she throws her other lightsaber at the enemies. This is going to do 130 damage, and that way you can pretty much get them hit once, close the gap, and then kill them. So this is different to the force push that Jake proposed, but I definitely like the idea of this ability. The fact that one lightsaber remains blocking while the other one throws at the enemy, you're obviously going to reduce the damage you are taking when you do have that lightsaber throw, but it's obviously not going to block everything because that would be a little bit too powerful. The second attack Jake has has called energetic attack. I think it should be called acrobat. This I would have increase her speed and reduce the damage taken. Jake proposed that she runs towards enemies and attacks them in a series of leaping somersaults and lightsaber strikes while reducing damage to her. I think this should just be a buff card and increase her speed and reduce the damage taken, or maybe even give her a little bit more damage output as well. Now the reason I've replaced this card is because I have replaced the R1 ability, and Jake has called it force speed, where he would give Ahsoka a 50% increased run speed. I wouldn't do this because obviously if we keep it as acrobat like I said, the increased speed would come through that buff, so you don't need it as an R1 ability as well. Now for the R1 ability, I would give Ahsoka a dash attack. I don't know what I'd call it, but in this she would then perform multiple flips and acrobatic movements while advancing towards enemies and damaging anyone in her path. Now think of this as Luke's dash attack, but with Ahsoka flipping in place and damaging enemies on the way, and I would give it 2 charges, but I would give it a shorter cover distance as to Obi-Wan and Rey's dash abilities. So think of it about the same distance as Luke's, kind of similar to his, except Ahsoka is flipping through the air, and I would give her 2 charges of it before it had to cool down. Now moving on from the abilities, I'm going to get into some emotes that I think Ahsoka would have. I came up with 3. I couldn't really think of a 4th one, so if there's something you guys think of that would be quite suited, definitely let me know as well. The first one I came up with is "You are beaten." That's definitely a good one and something that could be really funny in HVV when you defeat someone and you emote over their body. I think that would be a great quote to have. The second one is "You don't have to look tough to be tough." Another great quote from Ahsoka in the Clone Wars, so I definitely think that's one to go with. And "I am no Jedi." Now someone pointed out to me that "I am no Jedi" is probably only suited to her Ahsoka Rebels appearance, but I think it could work either way. I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't mind if you had the Clone Wars appearance on and you could still use that emote. So like I said, I couldn't think of a 4th one, but definitely if you guys can, let me know. Now finally, we are going to get into some star cards for Ahsoka, and these were just things that I could come up with based off the other existing star cards we already have in the game. The first one being a health regeneration card. They seem to be doing that with all of the heroes these days, so that's going to be starting point number 1. The second card is going to be a health on kill card. Every hero is going to have one of these, so you may as well just chuck it in there for Ahsoka as well. The third one will be longer lightsaber throw, and the 4th will be bonus damage on the way back from the lightsaber throw, much like Darth Vader's does. I also thought about switching this card out and giving her a second saber throw so you could throw it twice really quickly in succession, because it doesn't do enough damage to kill an enemy infantry player on one throw, so maybe give her a second throw of it. I think that could be something cool to mix it up. The next card is an extra charge for her dash, and then the 6th card is the less damage while dashing as well. Luke has this, Rey has this, Obi-Wan has this card as well, so I think it would be cool to give it to Ahsoka and keep it balanced. Next up, the 7th card would be to increase the active time for the acrobat ability, give it a little bit more time where she's at increased speed and higher defensive capability. The 8th card would be that Ahsoka takes less overall damage. This card Yoda already has, so I would give it a similar one to that. And then the final card I would give her is any enemy that Ahsoka defeats while the acrobat ability is active increases the charge time and basically gives it a quicker cooldown. So guys, this is pretty much everything that I have for Ahsoka so far. I've been trying to get a little more detail into these hero concepts because you guys are really loving them and showing a lot of support. So that's why I went through some emotes and star cards for this one, which I hadn't done in the previous videos. Speaking of the previous videos though, make sure you guys go back and check them out and let me know what you think on those as well. Now, before I get out of here, which hero would you like to see and which abilities would you change for Ahsoka if she were added? I definitely want to get a discussion going with you guys and see what interesting facts you can come up with in terms of abilities, emotes, and things like that. So definitely let me know and drop them in the comments. I appreciate all of you watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because I will have many more hero concepts to come. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I am the Twisted Jedi, and may the Force be with you always.